Hello everyone. This is Philip Carr-Gomm. This is Tea with the Druid, number 333, brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. And the number 333 sounds very significant, doesn't it? And 3 is the number that signifies creativity. So 3 times 3 times 3 must mean that it's a very creative moment, very positive moment. 3 times 3 times 3 makes 9, the number of the goddess, the feminine. How wonderful. And welcome to everybody. Welcome to those of you who are live with us now, and welcome to those of you who are watching this on the recording. It's a great pleasure to be with you, and let's just take a moment to just allow this moment to land with us and for us to land in the moment. Just letting go of all the troubles and cares of the day, and just coming into the sacred clearing, coming into the forest together, seated around the circle. And as we get into the circle, we can just see people arriving from all corners of the earth. And let's see who's here. Let's have a look. There are about 178 of us now, and 55 people have commented. And from North Tipperary and San Francisco Bay and Illinois and Germany and South Wales and Australia and Ohio, all sorts of places, Canterbury and East London and Dartmoor. Great to be with you in Indianapolis and Santa Monica and Denmark. So lovely to be with you, and I have a very special guest with me who is waiting in the wings. She's just in the shade of the trees, still enjoying being with the trees, and I'm going to invite Anna on. Anna's been on Tea with a Druid before. Anna, hello, how lovely to see you.
Hello everyone, lovely to be back here with you, Philip, having tea.
Yes, exactly, having a nice cup of tea, just with a few friends sitting around in a circle with us. It's so nice for you to be here. And Anna started a project along with a number of friends called the Children's Forest. And it's a project that's very dear to the heart of OBOD, the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, because it works with trees. And trees, as you probably all know, is at the heart of Druidry. Our dedication to trees, our passion for trees, our love of trees is absolutely paramount, which is why whenever we come together, we either try to actually be in a forest or to be seated in a forest in our imaginations. And we all know how powerful our imaginations can be. So even though we're spread around in all parts of the world now, somehow at some level we're all together in the forest in this moment. And we are very proud to be supporting Anna's charity, the Children's Forest, and they have come up with the most fantastic project that we've got involved in. So with the Oak Tree Press, with the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, and with the wonderful work of Yannick Dubois and his Forest Heart group, we have created something. But I think we should talk before I show it to you, or maybe I'll show you a peek first. I'll give you a little peek. Here, a box of Tree Ogham cards designed to help us tune into the trees, and a book as well that goes with it. And Anna, tell us about it, and tell us about the Children's Forest Project, which really stands behind this whole thing. So let's start with that.
Thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, the Children's Forest Project really has grown from our forest work in the forest with children as forest school teachers and lover of, loving the trees and working with the trees with the children. And that work of the forest school is about really developing that love and kinship with the trees and animals and the natural world. And within the context of that, we do a lot of different work with getting to know the trees through foraging and ancestral skills such as fire making and den building and all of these things. And then as part of that that work, getting to know them, we've been really enjoying for many years now working with the Ogham, which is the tree alphabet of our Irish ancestors. And people have just really loved it and been really excited to create their own, secret language between each other, writing their names in the Ogham alphabet. And we work a lot with storytelling and songs and games because that's such a lovely way for children to learn. And this project's kind of just been brewing, shall we say, for a little while to create a resource that people who work in the forest with children can use to help, develop relationship with the trees. So that's what this game is all about, really. And then,
And just to say, you were talking about being in the trees with the children. Stephanie has just got back a couple of hours ago with our grandson, being amongst the trees at the Children's Forest headquarters, which are out in the country, in the woods, and with a little tree nursery where the children grow trees. And they've been singing songs and sitting around the fire and drinking pine tea. They had a lovely time. Elliot just came back just a little while back, full of beans and absolutely loving his time with you. So
So actually that's part of our project, is planting the seeds of the trees with the children. So we were planting pine seeds today, and planting the children's forest is really that. Then we go on through that forest school practice to then go and plant the children's forests, which are kind of like sacred groves, really. They're planted around a fire, and we plant wishes and tend the trees and look after them into the future. So that's the vision of the children's forest, really, to do that.
It's a fantastic vision, and it unites, this spiritual sort of vision and understanding, I think, of the value of trees, and tuning into with our sort of dedication to all of nature and to the continuation of the human species, if one can say that, for the children and our grandchildren and all the rest of it. And the light's gone out. What did I want to say? I wanted to ask you about, I wanted to say that, this isn't just for children, is it? I mean, it's something that the adults can use. Duncan is asking, do you teach Ogham in the ovate grade? Yes, in the training of the order, it's the ovate grade where we focus on the Ogham or the Ogham. You can pronounce it either way. And Sandy is saying that blessings from Tintagel. My grandchildren loved your book, and I'm looking forward to showing them your card game. Yes, your book is just lovely. And there's this little book there, and Anna's written it, and I've written a little short forward. And you started the Crowdfunder, and I am so impressed because you've managed to get an arrangement with Aviva, which is, I think, an insurance company, to match what everyone, so people can order a set of the card game, and in ordering it, Aviva will match that funding. And so the Crowdfunder has done incredibly well. But I put a link in the chat for you, and it's also in the show notes for this tea, so people can click on it. And let's really make it a sort of record-breaking thing, because what I love about it as well is that the Crowdfunder isn't just covering the costs of producing the cards. It's actually going to, whatever is surplus is going to be used to plant trees. That's the plan, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So in fact, I think it's for every purchase, it's going to double the money. So and all the money that's doubled goes directly towards planting children's forests with children and communities around the world. And actually, Philip, I wanted to say what a celebration, because the first tea with the Druid we did, a woman, Sally, who set up Soul Forest School in America. She's an OBOD member, and she heard the tea with the Druid and got very excited and came over and did our training, and has recently planted a children's forest in New Mexico just couple of weeks ago. So just really celebrating Sally.
Isn't that lovely for Sally? And it's a lovely example of how we're sort of sowing seeds in our own way, aren't we? Tea with a Druid is like sowing little sort of seeds of ideas that are hopefully helpful to people, or projects that are creative and positive and so on. And that's exactly what happened. And somebody flew over, and now they've planted a children's forest there. So that's absolutely lovely. It reminds me, those stories of how isolated places get, a sort of, even a little strip of woodland that gets neglected in a sort of urban development. Animals trek across roads and streets and end up populating it, and trees start growing in them. It's a sort of similar idea, really. That's lovely. Yes. So are you going to pick a card for me? Maybe let's or shall I pick a card?
I think it would be lovely for you to pick a card. And I think so these cards are also, as well as having foraging and games and it being a fun learning, you can also just tune into the trees and pick a card and receive an essence of its wisdom, I hope, from the book. So
that's right. And at one level, of course, it fulfills an educational function, doesn't it? And we all know how, there are so many trees, and it's hard to remember all of them. And so at one level, the cards have a really educational function in helping you to remember the tree, recognize it, and to recognize the Ogham as well that matches with it. And some basic details on the front there, and then the key words of the key idea for it. But look, I've picked oak here, the oak tree. So let's see. And there's you see there's the oak leaf, and then strength being a key word. And let's look up, and what you've got in the book here. Let's have a look. Be deeply rooted and strong of heart. And you've got a section followed by food, medicine, my wood, where the tree is talking about its wood. But I'm just going to read you the first section. I am oak, the tree of strength. As king of the forest, I shelter and support many species, from tiny insects, mosses and mushrooms, to many birds and mammals who are fed by my acorns. As a true sovereign, I take care of those in my realm. Growing slowly and steadily for up to 1,000 years, my deep roots and strong heartwood enable me to stand through many trials and storms. I am guardian of the land, and my name, Dwyer, is the origin of the word door. My wood is used to make doors for buildings, and I am also a doorway to the sky world and the underworld. I may court a lightning strike, drawing the power of the heavens down into the earth. With deep roots and a strong heart, you will stand through all weathers. So that's lovely, and a lovely message for the children. And yes, lovely. And I can see, yes, there is various people. The great comments. The trouble with reading the comments is you get distracted by them, but you can read them afterwards. So that's great. So Children's Forest is a project that started very, very tiny. How many groves have you planted now?
Well, there's 20 different children's forest sites now across the UK, and then now one in New Mexico as well. And some of those sites have had a few different schools or community groups. So some of them have had sequential plantings.
That's fantastic. And when those children are grown up, they will be able to walk with their children into those groves and say, do you know, when I was a tiny child, I planted that grove. That's lovely. Anna, thank you so much. There's somebody saying, when will the decks be shipping? I think they're shipping right away, aren't they?
I'm not sure, because we need to see how many we sell before we can order them. So I think it's
okay. The lovely thing is the crowdfunder threshold was set at 22,000. And
Yeah.
when I last looked, you'd got up to 17.
Yeah.
So it's probably gone up even more. But
Yeah.
what it means is that 17, 18, 19 up to 20 will be doubled thanks to Aviva. So you'll be able to really plant a lot of trees for that. That's just fantastic.
So it might be good to say that the crowdfunder will, although the cards will be on sale through Oak Tree Press after the match funding, the match funding will last only until the 6th of December. So
yes, which is
if
why
people want to get involved, and if we go over our target, that just means we'll be able to plant more trees with children. And also just to say, thank you to all the people who are watching this who've already pledged. So grateful for your support, and that if anybody wants to get in touch or has land and would be interested in hosting a children's forest, these are projects that we really hope will be for the children yet to come. They're for all the species yet to come. And yeah, we'd love to spread the seed of the project far and wide. So yeah.
Yes. Just Google Children's Forest and you'll find it straight away on the website. And let's go into meditation now, shall we? And those of you who are regulars on Tea with a Druid know that we go into the sacred grove if we're not there already, and we meet with all our companions. And let's invite the children into our grove too. And so now, if you'd like to join us in the meditation, all you need to do is just for a moment, you might want to remind yourself of where you're seated in front of your screen and sitting in your room with the screen in front of you. But closing your eyes, or lowering your gaze or softening your gaze, you might like to allow your sense of the walls around you, the ceiling above you, and the floor beneath you to gently fade, as instead you find yourself coming into or already being in the sacred grove. There is a little fire burning in the center of our circle. You can see the flames, you can smell the wood smoke, and you can see others gathered around in the circle. Children here too. Maybe some children you know, maybe not, but there are children here in our circle too. And let's all tune into the earth, first of all, this good earth that we're seated upon. Just becoming aware of the life in the earth, all that goodness in the earth, and all the creatures, the little worms that are sliding. And you know the way people have inserted microphones into the earth now, and it's apparently a really noisy place. There are worms swishing by, all sorts of creatures burrowing and inside and scuttling on the surface. And all sorts of life. The microbial life is extraordinary. The mycelial connections, the roots wrapping around rocks and minerals, the sand, the clay, the soil, the moisture. And you can feel all this energy of the earth flowing up into your being, flowing into your energy body, filling you with a healthy sense of vitality. And you become aware of the roots of the trees, and you sense the roots of the trees drinking the water up, and you can feel the flow of water, but also of subtle energy flowing up the trunks of the trees. And as you do that, you start to become aware of the presence of the tree spirits around us, the trees themselves. And it feels so good to be in amongst these trees, and we sense our love for them and our respect for them. Dear trees, we love you so much. We respect and admire you. We hope you flourish and grow strong and tall. And as we breathe in the essential oils of the trees. We breathe in the oxygen that they exude too. And we feel the calm sense of peace and of strength emanating from the trees. We gaze up into their branches, and we see their leaves, some of the leaves drifting down, falling amongst us, caressing us as they fall amongst us, tumbling onto the children too, who are laughing as the leaves fall. And we notice the sky above us, and we breathe in the energy of the sky now. And the energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of our beings. And we become aware now of just this wonderful oak tree that is just behind us or to one side of us. And just as we become aware of its presence, as if by magic, an acorn falls from this tree straight into our open palm. And for a moment, we just gaze at our palm, just seeing that acorn lying there in its beauty. And you might see it clearly, or if you're someone who doesn't see much when they meditate, don't worry about that at all. You can just sense it being there. Sense all of the potential of this acorn that has the potential to grow into a beautiful, mighty tree, which in its turn can seed forests. All this potential in your hand. And you sense yourself now as guardian, as protector. You are the guardian of this seed. You are the protector of this seed. There is an aphorism that states, whenever you feel lonely or lost or weak, imagine holding the hand of a child and walking them through the forest. As soon as you imagine you yourself being the guardian of someone or something, it evokes in you a sense of responsibility, of maturity, of protection. And now, holding these acorns in our hands, each of us can feel strong, can feel protective and caring. And now, gently slip that acorn into your pocket, remembering to plant it somewhere where it can grow into a tall, fine tree. And once you've slipped it into your pocket, imagine that your hands are stretching out to either side of you. And you hold the hands of the person sitting to your left and right. And you may indeed find yourself holding a child's hand, or perhaps a child on either side. Or maybe it's adults. But we're holding hands now in a big circle. tuning in to the beauty of this moment, to the love in this moment, that sense of connection, of oneness. And the magic and the mystery and the fact that we can feel whole and complete and unique in ourselves as individuals as we sit here, but also at the same time one with everyone in the circle. May all life be blessed. May all the trees be blessed. May the land be blessed. And you gently squeeze the hand to either side of you. And you take all that sense of love and warmth and connection. And you place the palms of your hands on the earth. So you feel your love for the earth flowing into the earth. May the earth be blessed. And then you lift your palms up and you imagine them coming to your heart. And you might like to do that physically with your hands so that your hands are over your heart. May my life be blessed. May all lives be blessed. And as you do this, you can feel the warmth from your hands flowing into your heart, flowing through your body. And as you become aware of your body increasingly, your awareness of the sacred grove begins to fade as you become more and more aware of being fully present, here and now, seated in front of your screen. 4 walls around you, the ceiling above you, the floor beneath you. And when you feel ready, and only when you feel ready, you stretch your fingers and toes. And when you feel ready, you open your eyes. Oops. So, thank you. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Anna, so much for. Thank you so much for being you, for coming up with this lovely project for you and all your friends who run Children's Forest. And now you and I will go into the Druid Hearth. If you don't make your way there, I know that that can be tricky. Look out for a message from me with a link to invite you. You might get lost in the forest because you haven't been there before. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the Druid Hearth is a special place that, if you're a member of the Order of Bards, Abbats and Druids, you can access. And so we'll be sitting around the fire there. But in the meanwhile, thank you so much for coming, Anna, and thank you to everyone for being in this Tea with the Druid. And have a lovely week. And I look forward to seeing you next week. And send you many love and blessings. Much love and blessings. Okay. Bye, everyone.